we go, Mike.
Hi.
Hello and welcome to J.C. Massie Field for a men's gold medal matchup between the Durham Lords and the Georgian Grizzlies. It's a rematch of last year's OCAA gold medal game, which resulted in Durham beating Georgian. This year, the Grizzlies have home field advantage and are looking for revenge against the team that handed them the silver medal a season ago. Georgian is yet to lose on the year. Georgian is yet to lose on the year, entering the game with a 7-0 record. Durham has only one loss, sitting at 6-1 on the season. So today's game is the battle of the two best teams in the men's OCAA rugby, and we're sure to have a competitive match ahead of us here. Live on the call in a cold Barrie, Ontario for today's matchup, I'm Sean McAvoy, joined by Mike Alkenbrack. Excited for another great matchup between Georgian and Durham. These two teams met in the gold medal game last year. Durham won that game 21-15 in a competitive matchup. 3 degrees and overcast here in Barrie, Ontario. A little bit of rain, a little bit of wind going across the field towards the far sideline on your screens. So the two teams taking to the field, and we're getting ready for kickoff here at J.C. Massie Field.
The battle of the top two seeds here, Sean. Should be a great game today.
Winner of the East Division, Durham. Winners of the West, Georgian. Set to kick off. It'll be Georgian receiving the ball. And we're underway. Zach Patfield handles the kick.
Early knock on from the Grizzlies there results in a Durham scrum. Durham will certainly look to take advantage of this. Now they're in the attacking red zone.
Tough turnover to start the game for the Grizzlies.
Durham has their fullback in the attacking line, so Georgian will be sure to mark that man.
Scrum underway. Georgian giving a good push. Durham has the ball. Working the middle of the field. It was Hayden Parkins who had it.
Durham under a little bit of pressure here.
Finding some space, getting some meters. Good gain there. Ball's outside, big body in the middle. Ball out, moving to the far sideline. Here's Durham. Tackled down. Now going back the other way to the near sideline, able to make a tough catch out ahead.
Both teams struggling to find some organization and some hands early on here. Big game jitters, I guess.
Yeah, the cold weather certainly doesn't help.
No,
It's
yeah.
gonna be tough tackling, tough holding on to that ball. That was something that hurt Georgian in the past game against Humber. Just had to clean up their passing a little bit. Cold weather won't help them here today, but they'll have to fight through it.
Big scrum in response there from Durham.
Zach Patfield comes away with the ball. See if it'll stay in Georgian's possession.
Well, it's a penalty against Durham there for not holding their feet. Big kick for touch from the Grizzlies. As you mentioned there with the cold weather, the defenders are going to make sure they have to get real tight in the tackle box, make contact with the shoulder first. You won't be able to grab jerseys or anything like that with those cold hands today.
Matt Trimstra received that line in. Marcus Botham taken down, and now it's Durham with the ball. Couple turnovers early here from the Grizzlies, giving Durham the ball in the offensive end. Driving through is Daniel Cooper. Now working towards the near side. Nice tackle made there. Donovan Jacko made the tackle for the Grizzlies. Still Durham with the ball and driving the ball through the middle of the field between the two hash marks. Now ball's out to the far sideline. Strong tackling so far by the Grizzlies, but giving up meters slowly but surely to Durham.
Grizzlies get away with one there. I think Durham had a little bit of space on the outside, but unfortunate knock on. Now gives Grizzlies the ball back here with the scrum. Scrum's been pretty even so far, Sean. A 1-1 each kind of, both sort of getting the better of each other once so far.
So it's a Georgian scrum now underway.
Durham's playing two back. We'll see if Georgian elects to kick here.
It looked like he was looking to kick there, but pulled it back into his body as the defender kind of gained some space against him. It is Joseph Alamo leading the scrum again here today. Through most of the season, we saw Ryan Connolly leading the scrum, but Joseph Alamo's taken over that role.
Good clearing kick there. Georgian will look to contest this lineout for sure, hoping to maybe get possession back or force a turnover here so they can continue to march down the field. We'll certainly want to relieve some of this pressure.
So Durham line out, ball's in, mishandled, scooped up, ball's on the ground. Durham grabs it.
So we have a knock on against the Grizzlies. It'll be Durham scrum.
Ball in play here for the Durham scrum. Georgian looked to take it away, but it's whistled dead.
They're just going to redo that one there. Looks like a bunch of players perhaps just lost their feet. Ref's going to give them another go. Durham looks poised to bring their 15 into the attack here. Between 13 and 14, there's some space out wide.
Well, misdirection there by the Lords, but taken down immediately.
That was a textbook tackle by Duncan Montague.
Ball on the ground, scooped up by the Grizzlies. So far, Georgian doing a good job holding strong in their defensive end. They're yet to bring the ball over half, though, and get some offense going, but
we're playing advantage from the earlier knock-on here, so it'll be the Grizzlies scrum here. So for those of you that are new to the game, the referee will play advantage when he feels that during a turnover or mistake by one team might lead to an advantage to the other team. It's just a way to help keep the game going.
Limo puts the ball in, and the Georgian scrum is underway. Ball out. Here's Connolly moving it to the far side of the field. Getting some good meters gained there, working their way towards center field. Trimstra mishandles it, and now ball's on the turf. But they're gonna be Georgian. retaining possession.
If Georgian awarded the penalty here, Durham was offside. Offside. So defensively, you have to have your players at the hindmost part of the breakdown. Otherwise, you're offside until the ball's pulled.
So they kick for touch, and it's going to be a Georgian line out on the far side of the field. First time over center field for the Grizzlies in this game. Just under 9 minutes have been played so far.
Grizzlies looking to establish their strong maul here.
And breaking away with some speed there. Looks like it was Brody Ranger with it. Trimsta gets the pass off before facing a tough tackle. Georgian moving upfield though. Here's Connolly fighting through a tackle, looking for somewhere to go with the ball. He's taken down. Limo moves it to Donovan Jacko. He makes a cut upfield, driving through a couple tackles, and he's down. Limo goes left, bottom. Tried to get it to Patfield, but mishandled. And again
offside from Durham. Grizzlies look to take advantage of this. Some costly penalties here for Durham.
Yeah, so far calls favoring the Grizzlies. And it looks like they'll kick for touch once again. You got the ball upfield. What's up, man? Ball's thrown in.
Georgian's still going back to that maul they had. Strong ball. Penalty against Durham.
Patfield kicks for touch. Plays it in. Through the hands of Donovan Jacko, Durham takes over in the defensive end. Big play for the Lords. They were getting backed up in their own defensive territory. Kicks blocked. Durham still has it. Nice strong tackle there. Curtis Nakashima made the tackle. We've got a cleat. It's coming off a player. Someone's barefoot there on the field. It is who was carrying the ball. It's Daniel Cooper.
Slowly making his way to the sideline here. He's going to want to get that on soon. There's nothing worse than having steel toes stamped down on your feet.
Absolutely. Strong tackling by the Grizzlies. Tennyson Brown now taken down.
Lots of space out wide if the Grizzlies can move it.
You can feel the intensity in this game here. The tackling shows it. Both these teams want it.
Durham steals the ball back.
And there's number 12, Ty Jacob. Pardon me, that's Hayden Parkins with the ball.
The transition from offense to defense is going to be big today, with both teams looking to.
There's Cooper moving to Jacob. Great tackle by Jacko, got low, wrapped up around the thighs. There's Cooper moving the ball forward, and Jacob now has his hands on it. He's the OCAA leading scorer. Lynch taken down. Brock Dunn moving that ball out, takes a one hop.
Grizzlies will be awarded the scrum there for the knock on by Durham. Line speed is such a big part of this game defensively. If you can continue to put pressure on the offense before they get the ball, they just have no time to do anything when they do get it. Messy
Taken
scrum.
away, yeah, taken away by the Lords.
A lot of happy feet by both sides in the scrum there. They'll look to settle that down moving forward.
So Georgian gets backed up into their defensive territory, but they do have the ball. Here on the line out upcoming. Thrown in. Jed Bricknell went up and received that line in. A nice low tackle made by the Lords player. Looks like the Grizzlies have the ball. They're trying to move it forward up the center of the field. And Connolly will kick forward.
Good clearing kick for Ryan Connolly there. Relieves a lot of pressure. Be a line out for Durham at about the 40-meter line. Durham's really active around the breakdown. They're getting that tackler to +1, but also putting some guys into the ruck there to challenge the Grizzlies' form.
Ball was tipped, but ended up in the hands of a Durham player. They're going to retain possession. Dunn moves it out. Ball hits the turf, low pass. Durham's able to scoop it up. Jacob has possession of it now. Stiff arms a player away. Fighting through a gang tackle here. A lot of blue and white stripes, but it is Durham with the ball. Moving over center field now. Dunn moves it out. Strong tackle made there. Nakashima in the center of the field. Errant pass, cleaned up by the Lords player. And now immediately met by two Grizzlies who take him down. And
Slippery pill there today.
Alimo comes away with the ball. Penalty goes against the Grizzlies.
The referee is going to call the Grizzlies player for not keeping his feet in the ruck.
Donovan Jacko receiving a little bit of attention on his right leg out there in the middle of the field.
Durham player's going to want that one back. They would have had the ball where the ball goes out of bounds, but because it stayed in bounds, it's just a turnover.
And Patfield drops that one. So far, possession has been pretty even, but the ball has been in Georgian territory for most of the game.
Donovan Jacko back up. Looks like he's got his ankle taped. Jogging back to the line. He's looking okay. This is one of those games where you got to play through a little bit of pain. Right, it's a little extra cold. Those hits hurt a little bit more than they normally would.
And late in the season, and Donovan Jacko has been dealing with some soreness throughout the season, but fighting through it.
Another errant pass.
Patfield getting low and making the tackle. Good job wrapping up. Still Durham moving forward with the ball, far sideline, getting lots of space, finding lots of meters gained. Finally taken down. Still driving forward though. Another drop. Drops and errant passes, putting an end to what looked to be promising offensive possessions for both teams. Finding lots of space and a big tackle made. Got right in front of the runner, stopped him dead in his tracks. Now it's Connolly with the ball. He's wrapped up. There's Tennyson Brown trying to fight through some tackles. He's met by a couple Durham players.
The Grizzlies have been quicker to the breakdown in the last couple minutes. If they can continue with that, it's certainly going to help with their ball security.
Jacko's taken down as the ball carrier. Trimstra making a move upfield. Connolly to Brown. Brown's tackled immediately, or met by a Durham player.
Looks like the loose head prop for Durham is taking a knee. Appears to be an issue with his shoulder.
That's Aiden McLean receiving a little bit of attention.
With the injury on the field here, the referee's just going to give both teams a minute here to collect themselves, get some water.
So far, it's been a competitive game. About 20 minutes have been played in this first half. Scoreless game thus far.
Ball security is going to be very, very important in this game. Looks like it's going to be a tight one. Lots of turnovers thus far. Both teams will probably look to keep it tight, make nice, easy passes, build phases.
It's probably one of the harder hitting games we've seen so far too. Lots of good tackling being made out there. Ball's in play, play resumes. It's Durham with the ball. Here's Parkins trying to find some space. He's taken down.
Parkins did well to accelerate through contact.
Dunn moves it, middle of the field. Devin Parson with the ball. Now it's Cooper. He blows through a tackle, finally taken down.
A lot of weight behind that ball carrier there.
And the first score of the game is going to go to the Durham Lords. They got to try just outside that right hash. Aiden McLean comes back holding his left shoulder. He's definitely battling something, but it is the Lords coming away with the score and the lead in this game. They're up 5-0 with a convert kick on the way. Patrick Lynch is the one who scored there for Durham.
Number 3, Cooper, took that ball in a good line. He's a hard guy to bring down. He's a low center of gravity.
We need to be loud if you want to see your boys win the championship.
Active crowd here at JC Massie Field today.
Very much so. It's a full crowd.
Let's see it. Oh man, no.
Kick is up. And it's good. So it's a 7-0 lead for Durham.
How the Grizzlies respond here is going to be very important. Very important for the momentum going forward. If they can put Durham under pressure right now, certainly swings it back to their favor.
Eddie Oliveira is the one who made that kick for Durham. Kicks up. Handled by the Lords, and they'll put together another possession. Tackled immediately upon receiving the kick. Gray makes the tackle. Finding space along the far sideline, gaining lots of meters. Tennyson Brown takes him down.
So he was driven out of bounds. It'll be a Grizzlies lineout. They like to go quick. Pretty good carry by Duncan Montague.
Met by Ty Jacob in the middle of the field, who laid a nice tackle on him. Here's Tennyson Brown. Ball right at that 55-meter mark.
Oh.
Looked like Cooper got in there a little bit early from the Lords.
Perhaps a bit of a missed call there. I don't think that ball was out.
Results in Durham ball. Here's Lynch. He scored the first try and gaining some meters now in the center of the field. Caleb Jonker made that tackle. Now Patfield's dragging the Lord player down. Ball's mishandled by the Lords. Ends up in the hands of Duncan Montague.
I like to call them sympathetic passes. They just need to float it to a space, allow the athlete to run onto it, especially in this weather when hands are suspect.
Here's Connolly with the ball, makes the pass, and that one's dropped as well. Durham comes away with it. Tough breaks for the Grizzlies. Far pass outside, that finds some space. That's Eddie Oliveira, but a nice tackle made from behind. Devin Parson taken down near that left hash. And here's Daniel Cooper, middle of the field. Every time he gets the ball, it's going to take a couple Grizzlies players to get him down. A 5'10" fridge in the middle of the field.
So the Grizzlies got penalized there for not rolling away from the tackle. Durham elects to go quickly, and unfortunately they knock it on.
Joe Alimo puts that ball in. It's a Georgian scrum underway. Patfield gets the ball and drives up that left hash mark.
Great clearing by the Grizzlies there. Really
Donovan.
affected the fold.
Jacko driving forward. Ball hits the turf. Trimstra scoops it up, but plays whistled.
Coaches on both sides will be frustrated with the hands here today.
About 13 minutes left to go in this first half. It's a 7-0 Durham lead.
Good contest at the scrum here. We're going to reset. Grizzlies appear to be lower, but Durham's getting that second surge once the ball comes in.
Ball's in play. Georgian almost came away with it, still on the turf, and plays whistle.
We have a double knock, so they'll play the first knock on, so it'll be Durham's ball.
Ball in play.
Whistled up again. Just some happy feet in there, like we mentioned previously. In OUA rugby news, we have the Griffins are playing Queens today for the gold medal. And this morning, Brock defeated Trent for the bronze medal.
Rugby action going on all throughout the province, in college and university. Of course, OCAA gold medal match underway here, JC Massie Field in Barrie, Ontario. Like we may have had a knock on there. Oh, ball hit the turf. Hard to see who came away with it. It is Georgian. Montague's taken down. A little bit of extracurriculars happening in the middle of the field. Crowd saw it, ref didn't.
Referee's going to have a chat here. Just a warning for some poor sportsmanship.
It kind of went both ways. The Grizzlies player was kind of crawling over top of him, and he just took the legs out from under him. Back and forth. Warning goes both ways, and we'll get back to rugby here in just a moment.
It's like Durham might get the worst of that, though, here. It looks like they're getting a penalty.
That's Taylor Dallas, who committed the infraction. He's going to back the Lords up. Here's Connolly with the ball. Georgian looking to make something happen. Tackle made immediately. Connolly again.
Timing just a little bit off on the Grizzlies' attack here. There are some spaces. They're recognizing them, just timing isn't quite there right now.
Steal made by the Lords. Now Jordan's going to be backed up.
Referee deems the Grizzlies came in from the side. So at any ruck, you have to come through the gate. the gate is only as wide as the attacking player on the ground. So if he gets a nice, pencil placement or long placement, it's really tough to come through the gate.
Georgian has the ball backed up in their own territory. Brown.
Grizzlies are going to acquire some hard yards here.
Kicks up off the foot of Connolly. Lord's player almost kept it in bounds, but juggled the catch, and it goes out of bounds, so it's going to be a Georgian line in on the far sideline.
Grizzlies are set up here to have all 15 in attacking position.
It's a Georgian scrum. Kicked forward. Bouncing ball handled well by the Lord's player. Now speed on the outside. Oliveira makes the pass. That's going to give a chance. Tennyson Brown able to get there. Wrapping up Robert Eliadis. Now it's the Lords. Inside 5 meters, trying to score once again. Dallas handing it to Cooper. Cooper's taken down. We'll try the far sideline. Dallas moves it out. He's got space and the score. Durham extending their lead to 12-0.
Durham did a great job attacking the outside shoulder there.
The Lords fans have traveled well, making some solid noise here at J.C. Massie Field as they celebrate the second try of the game for the Durham team, who have a 12-0 lead with a convert kick on the way. It's going to come off the foot of Eddie Oliveira.
Bit of miscommunication there on the Grizzlies' behalf that caused some space outside. Kudos to Durham for recognizing that space, getting the ball there.
Well, clean possessions for the Lords have paid off. They've had the ball in Georgian territory for most of this game. We haven't seen a whole lot of offense out of the Grizzlies in this first half. So Oliveira setting up for the kick. Similar spot to where they scored the first time, so he's seen this kick before. Wind coming off his left shoulder. It's just a breeze. Kick is up. Looks like it went wide right. No good. So it'll remain a 12-0 lead for Durham.
Lots of game left here. Grizzlies still have plenty of opportunity to find their hands and put something together.
Just over 4 minutes plus some extra time to go in the first half. Ball mishandled, and the Grizzlies have it with a chance. Driving up the middle of the field, and just like that, momentum turns, and it's Grizzlies with the ball inside 15 meters, looking to score before half, but a mistake in the offensive end. Need to clean up that passing. That's what's hurt them so far in this game.
Grizzlies are being awarded the scrum here.
And catch a break off that errant pass.
Grizzlies will certainly like to tighten up the score a little bit here. They put 1 or 2 more in before the half. They got to take advantage of this scrum here, though. Looks like we're going to wait.
Patfield with the ball. He's met with a strong low tackle by the Durham Lords player. Ranger fighting for possession, holding onto that ball. Ball's in, Patfield grabs it. Two Lords lunge at him. And a pass hits the turf and bounces out of bounds.
Hard to see what's happening at the breakdown there at the ruck, but a lot of guys from both teams off their feet. Makes it really difficult to organize and understand where the gate is. And
it appears as though the Lords have taken over the possession. Cooper to throw it in. Tip backwards, ball on the turf. Patfield may have come away with that. And it is the Grizzlies' possession. Jacko fighting off a tackle, taken down. Minute 50 left to go in the half. Tennyson Brown cuts inside, trying to stay on his feet.
Grizzlies having trouble getting the ball to the back. Great meters gained there by the Grizzlies centers.
Ball hits the turf. I believe that's Nakashima with the ball. Alaimo trying to get his hands on it and make the pass out. He does. Patfield grabs it. He dishes it off. Looks like it's in the hands of Duncan Montague. Still trying to drive forward. Durham doing a great job protecting the middle of the field. Ball hits the turf. Play keeps going, hits the turf again. Scooped up. And Braden Foster taken down.
25 seconds, guys.
Ricocheted off a Grizzlies player, but able to keep it off the ground. Georgian being backed up in the offensive end.
Ball security in this last few seconds is going to be massive for the Grizzlies.
Finally, one of the bigger breaks we've seen from the Grizzlies attack. They're inside the 10-meter mark. There's Connolly trying to go to work on the far sideline. No time left on the game clock. Any time left is on that official's watch. Have to imagine there's a few moments left to be played, making up for some of the injury stoppage that we saw earlier in this first half. Probably a couple minutes actually left on that watch.
Georgian has been giving advantage. So their options here are they could kick for touch and still get one more phase, or potential more phases, or they could tap a go or scrum.
Have to believe at the end of this game, this will be one of the moments that they look back on, whether Georgian can score or Durham puts together a stop. This will be a big momentum builder for one team here.
Georgia's elected to scrum down here. They must have a particular set piece play in mind here. Another positive option would have been to elect for the line out, get those meters made up.
Scrum underway. Alaimo trying to find that ball. Patfield grabs it, hands it off to Alaimo. He's got Brown on the outside. Tennyson Brown's going to take it all the way. Try scored for the Grizzlies. They're on the board.
And And there's that set piece move right there, the 8 to 9. Have your 15 or your winger come in on a hard line. That was great.
Some speed and some space on the outside. Tennyson Brown takes it in, puts Georgian on the board. They're now down 12-5 with a convert kick on the way. Big kick upcoming for Connolly. The wind is pretty much non-existent at the moment, so that'll help.
Grizzlies will be really happy with how they finished this first half. A lot of ball security in the last few minutes there is a positive sign.
Good to get on the board, make this one a close game heading into half. Big kick on the way for Ryan Connolly. Second leading scorer in the OCAA. Kick is up, and that's good. He splits the uprights. 7 points for the Grizzlies. They trail by 5 heading into the half. Competitive first half. It's Durham Lords leading 12-7 here at JC Massie Field in Barrie, Ontario. The two teams are going to break for halftime. So will we. We'll rejoin you in about 5 to 10 minutes for second half action between the Durham and the Georgian Grizzlies in the OCAA men's rugby gold medal game. Still going. There we go. Okay, now it's off. Now it's off. We're back underway here at JC Massie Field, and right off the bat, Donovan Jacko getting some meters gained for the Grizzlies. Rain's picked up here a little bit in Barrie. Here's Montague working the near sideline. Patfield with space now, trying to get some gain.
It was a great start to the half for Durham. I'm not sure if people at home are saw now, but number 14 collected the ball off the kick. Nice little bit of ball in hand play. Rain's picked up here for the second half. See how that works out for everyone's hands.
During halftime, it was coming down pretty good. It's let up just a little bit as plays resumed. Now it's Durham with the ball. Lynch with the ball. He's taken down. Taylor Dallas. There's Cooper, taken down by a collection of Grizzlies. Lynch now making a gain through the middle of the field. Parsons taken down.
Good line speed by Brody Ranger.
Here's a big gain. Eddie Oliveira with the ball.
A knock on against Durham there. They had put together 3, 4, 5 strong phases there. First scrum of the second half here. Each team will be looking to assert their dominance. As the field gets a little more slick, certain footwork will be important here. Nice low in the hips.
Yeah, the ball will definitely be a little bit more slick as well. Some holding onto that ball had been an issue specifically for the Grizzlies in that first half. Here's a couple clean passes. Alimo passes out. There's Tennyson Brown breaking through a tackle. He's back up and gaining some yards. Took a handful of Lords to finally take him down. Now it's Donovan Jacko on the near sideline. Connolly moved back to the near side. Caleb Jonker is tackled.
High tackle call against Durham. Georgian will have the penalty awarded to them. Looks like they're going to kick for touch here.
And it's going to stay in bounds. Tough break for the Grizzlies. Durham trying to break out of their own end. Here's Oliveira now on the far side. He makes a pass. One-handed catch made. Now it's back. It's Liam Spafford who is taken down with the ball. But a big gain for the Lords. And now Parsons through the middle of the field driving forward. Ball's out and it ends up in the hands of Zach Patfield. Nakashima driving forward.
That was a great tip line run there.
He's still going. Finally taken down. It's a good 25 meters picked up there for the Grizzlies, courtesy of Nakashima. Alimo passes out. There's Botham taken down.
Grizzlies get called for not releasing. Once you're tackled, you have one movement on the ground. The ball has to be released within 1 second or so. So Grizzlies get called for that there. Durham elects to kick for touch. Gain about 25 meters. Durham's really only hit one jumper here so far on this game, so we'll see if their second half game plan changes.
Cooper throwing it in. Almost stolen away, but Durham gets their hands on it. Parkins being pushed backwards.
Excellent leg drive to the tackle there.
Dunn finds the ball, moves it out. Here's Oliveira. Dallas now trying to stiff arm Ranger away. The tackle's made.
Grizzlies are going to need to organize quicker on defense here.
Dunn moves the ball out. Devin Parsons driving forward. Eliadis taken down. There's Randy Reed. Ends up in the hands of Dallas. Now Cooper with some speed driving forward. Tackle made. Nakashima does a good job getting in front of him and taking him down. Far side. Durham's trying to put together a push. They're in Grizzlies offensive territory and moving forward. Cooper evading some tackles, still going. Dallas to Jacob. Parsons meets Jordan Gray in the middle.
Durham's done well to put together several phases here. Grizzlies are going to need to have some line speed to put this run to bed here.
Cooper grabs it. And still going forward. Cooper has it, and he's close to the try line, and he's in. So Durham responds to the Georgian score late in that first half, and they get one early in the second. Another 5 points for the Lords. Find themselves up 10 with a convert kick upcoming.
Simple rugby from Durham there, or just a pick off the back. Kept his legs moving through contact. Grizzlies didn't quite get low enough.
Strong possession by the Lords, and they score off of it, extending their lead here in the gold medal game.
Simple rugby, tight phases, put the defense under pressure. That seems to be
extending their kick is up. And good. Eddie Oliveira, 2 for 3 in the kicking game so far. So it's a 19-7 lead for Durham. Kicks up, back underway here. Cooper met
great
immediately
line
by
speed from Zach
Patfield.
Patfield there.
Cooper does not go down easily, though. He's able to get a few meters out of it.
Penalty against Durham for not releasing on the ground.
Connolly kicking out on the far sideline.
Connolly likes to kick across the field there. Perhaps he feels that was a stronger angle for him.
Ball's in play, Alimo to Connolly. Georgian working their way back towards the near sideline, but the tackle is made and it allows some Lords to get back over to the near sideline and cover. Connolly switching direction. He didn't have a pass that he liked. He holds on to it and is taken down. Alimo moves it out. Now Botham moving through that Grizzlies logo in center field. There's Jacko.
Both team centers have been good at exposing any gaps they see through the middle there, attacking shoulders, looking for the offloads.
Montague taken down. Lima moves out to Nakashima, now in the hands of Tennyson Brown. Fighting some tackles, finding some meters gained. He's going, he's still on his feet, and he's gone for his second try of the game. Georgian responds.
Tennyson Brown goes for a big skate. Skates up through the centers, finds some space, and turns on the burners.
A great run by Tennyson Brown, putting some energy in this hometown Georgian crowd and tightening up this game. It's 19-12 with a kick on the way.
Speed can be killer, especially if you give them space.
Well, that's where Georgians had their success so far this game. Both the tries scored have come from Tennyson Brown from nice runs on the outside. So Connolly has a big kick here, trying to make it just a try separating the two teams. Kick is up.
It's got the leg.
No good. Wide right. Tough luck for Ryan Connolly and the Grizzlies. They're down 7 points. So they need to score, and then his next kick will be a big one.
25 minutes left in the game here. Ball possession is going to be massive. Really, really big for both sides in this last 25 minutes.
Looking back to last year's gold medal game between these two teams, it was the kicking game that really hurt the Grizzlies, and you'd hate to see it happen again here at home. Ball's up. Handled by Georgian. Jacko with the ball for Georgian.
Girls putting together some phases here.
That's Connolly. Cooper with a hard tackle on the Grizzlies runner. Nakashima dropping a shoulder and driving forward. Ball hits the turf, but Patfield was able to grab it. Still
Grizzlies
Georgian
would
possession.
be wise to attack back this way. They certainly have the player advantage and a numbers advantage here. Durham is stuck with the front row outside here.
It's now Durham ball.
Going to play the first knock on from the Grizzlies. We'll have a Durham scrub. Just to the left of center with attacking options on both sides here.
Durham scrum about to get underway.
Big push from the Grizzlies.
Nice tackle made. Parkins is able to protect the ball. Ball mishandled. Looks like it's a turnover. Grizzlies taking over.
Interesting choice there. You got to wonder how much knock-ons have played into the mental game here. The Durham player electing to use his foot instead of his hands there.
Conley will kick. Oliveira dropped it. A big break for the Grizzlies. Lifted his head just a little early, took his eye off the ball. It's a drop. Grizzlies get possession. he was able to handle that cleanly, he was in good possession to get some meters gained with it, but not the case.
Georgian will look to capitalize here. They certainly want to start playing down in Durham's end.
About 20 and a half minutes left to go in the second half. A lot of rugby is yet to be played. And the intensity is high with just one score separating these two teams. It's Jacko in the middle of the field being dragged and taken down.
The Grizzlies attack back this side of the field. They should have an advantage outside if they can move it.
They decide to go up the middle.
Advantage is still there. Unlucky from the Grizzlies there. Just a bit of a knock on at the back of the ruck. Tough call. Tough call there. The referee has said in his interpretation that the Grizzlies have lost their feet in the scrum, and so it's a penalty for Durham. This could be big here. Durham could elect to go for 3. And they do. So this has forced the Grizzlies to score 2 here.
The Grizzlies player getting ready to perhaps check into the game on the far sideline. It's a big body. Perhaps can match up to some of the big bodies on the Durham side. Look for a substitution to be made shortly.
Georgian looked at
Gonna try and put up 3 points here. Eddie Oliveira has shown that he's got plenty of leg if he can keep this one on target. This is definitely a makeable kick and a big one upcoming. It's up and it's good. 3 points for the Lords coming off the penalty. Makes it a 10-point game and a 2-possession difference between the two teams. That is a huge kick made by Eddie Oliveira.
Look for a high kick here from the Grizzlies. They'll look to force a turnover right away, or perhaps get the ball back in the air.
Yeah, we're entering crunch time here. 17 and a half minutes left to go with now a 2-possession difference in the score. Georgian has to play an urgent attack. Tackle made immediately. Here's Cooper bouncing off a tackle and taken down. Ball's on the ground. Durham was able to recover. Now ball's moving out to the far sideline.
Mishandled by Durham. We'll have a Grizzly scrum. Big attacking opportunity here. 16 minutes is an eternity in a rugby game. They're still going to want to put some points up quickly, though.
Absolutely.
Let's go, Georgian!
Solid scrum from Durham.
The Patfield ends up with the ball for Georgian. Driving forward, met by 2 tacklers and taken down. Botham taken down here. Many times so far with the attack, Georgian has elected to go up the middle opposed to trying to get that ball on the outside. Close to a turnover there. Georgian does protect the pill.
Georgia's going to have to get to the breakdown quickly here if they want to make sure they secure the ball. Durham will be looking to get that ball back and just ice the clock.
Lords have it.
Great running rugby from Durham here today.
Ty Jacob picking up a big gain there. Dallas moves it out. Ball's on the ground. Georgian jumps on it. A mistake by the Lords. Georgian will look to capitalize. They're in offensive territory and they need a score soon. Just under 15 minutes left to go. Brown makes a cut, but wrapped up. Here's Jacko. Hands it off. No space on the near sideline. Well covered by Durham.
Grizzlies are going to reverse field here. They're going to come back to the left.
Patfield.
Space, if they can use it, they just got to take it moving forward.
Jonker nearly coughed it up. And Jonker's feeling it. He was hit high.
Grizzlies were playing advantage there. Looks like they're going to kick for touch. Take the line out deep in Durham's region. Connolly got lucky there. Lucky that one bounced out. Probably just rolled off the end of his toe.
Yeah. Perhaps a situation where the slick field may have helped him. Ball didn't catch, just slid right on out. It's going to be a line in for Georgian on the near sideline. Ball's in play.
It's expected they're going to look to maul this. If they can get that going, Durham's in a poor position. Grizzlies have advantage off of that. Durham brought it down intentionally.
This has been one of the few games in this Georgian Grizzlies season where those mauls haven't worked out quite the way that they've been looking for. Durham has a strong roster, a lot of big bodies in the center, and that's hurt the Georgian attack. They like to go up the middle, especially with Zach Patfield, who's had successful games in the past. Not the case here today. That kick stays in bounds, and now Durham has a chance to respond and move it out of their territory.
That's an unfortunate turn of events there for the Grizzlies. They rewarded the penalty, elect to go for touch again. Ball doesn't get out of bounds and give right back to Durham. Put themselves under pressure again. Again, another good example of great running rugby from Durham. Georgia could help themselves a little here by tackling lower. Couple of Grizzlies down on the turf here. We're seeing some attention from the athletic trainers.
Looks to be Ryan Connolly receiving attention out there, as well as Marcus Botham.
It's been a hard-fought match on both sides. Neither team has really been able to get anything together offensively in terms of some cohesiveness. Both teams have really scored off the other team's mistakes. Grizzlies will certainly look to get the ball back here and put together some phases.
Two players are up. So game clock reads 11:58. It's a 10-point lead for Durham over Georgian. Gold medal on the line. Lords looking to defend their title.
Durham kicks for touch, gets a minimal gain here. Grizzlies will look to steal as quickly as possible. Durham with a shorter line out. See if Grizzlies look to track or just force a good throw. On the ground, be Georgian's ball.
Opportunity here for Georgian. Let's see if they can do something with it.
They like to tap and go.
Brown met with a strong tackle on the near sideline.
Tenney takes that ball in himself. Sometimes you'd like to see whoever taps the ball offload the ball to someone coming at pace.
Big hit by Taylor Dallas. Here's Patfield outside, Ranger. He's taken out of bounds. Taylor Dallas certainly getting in the face of some of these Georgian players here. Mistake by Durham, going to give another opportunity to the Grizzlies, who have the ball.
Grizzlies look to move it wide off a turnover here.
There's Tennyson Brown with space and speed. He's going to break one. His third try of the day. Georgian responds with a late score in the second half, and it was much needed. This one's going to come down to the wire.
Nice ball moving through the hands there, right out through the centers. Tennyson Brown takes advantage of his speed on the outside.
Yeah. Tennyson Brown scores his third try of the game. And it is a big kick coming up for Ryan Connolly, trying to put Georgian down 3.
Looks like Duncan Montague is going to be taking the kick here.
Switching kickers here late in this gold medal game. Interesting move by head coach John Daggett. We'll see if it pays off. Two points on the line with this convert attempt. On the way, it's wide right and no good. Kicking woes for the Grizzlies here in this gold medal match, costing them a few points. So Georgian's going to get the ball back with a very important possession upcoming. They're down 5 with 7:45 left to go on the game clock.
Looks like Duncan took that kick because Ryan Connolly's no longer on the field. Looks like he's been subbed out. He was having some trouble with his hamstring there.
He was hurt a little bit earlier. He was receiving attention, and you can see him on the far sideline receiving attention from the athletic therapist. So that's a tough break for the Grizzlies. Not a decision to sub the kicker, but had no other option.
Offside from Durham. Grizzlies look to attack. I guess the referee deems that they were back 10. Unfortunate call there. Not sure that the defenders were back 10 meters. So when a penalty is awarded, defenders have to move back 10 meters. If they're not back 10 meters and they engage with a player with the ball, usually ends up at another penalty. Referee didn't see it that way, so we'll have a line out for Durham.
Not a big gain there, but Durham will have a line out upcoming on the near sideline in Grizzly territory.
Big line out here for both sides.
Ball's in.
Not straight. Not straight. So the line with the ball has to go down the tunnel. It's got to be at least on the inside shoulder of the player you're throwing to. Referee deemed that was outside, and so we'll have a Georgian scrum here.
Georgian getting the ball back. Just over 5 minutes left to go in this gold medal game. 5 points separating the two teams in what's been an intense and competitive game between the Grizzlies and the Lords. Scrum underway. Limo finds it and moves it out. Driving forward up that left hash mark. Botham moves it to Tennyson Brown. Brown to Patfield. Nakashima taken down. Limo finds Tennyson Brown. A swarm of Lords players make the tackle. Botham drops his shoulder through a tackle, taken down on the second tackler. Ball's in the hands of Donovan Jacko. Now it's Jonker.
If the Grizzlies can move the ball here, there's some space out wide.
And that was an errant pass.
It's a knock on against Durham. We have advantage for the Grizzlies. Going to be scrum for the Grizzlies here. Just under 4 minutes left.
That's all you can ask for out of a gold medal match. This one's coming right down to the wire.
The Grizzlies have an opportunity to run one in here. They're going to look to get one underneath the post. Hopefully make the kick easier. Ball has to be kicked in a straight line out from where the ball was touched down. But of course they got to get there first.
Yeah. This is a huge possession. The way Durham can hold on to the ball, there's no promise they'd get the ball back if they were to cough it up. So Georgian's got to do something with it here. Georgian has it, picking up some meters. They're over center field mark. Limo to Nakashima. Cooper misses the tackle. He's got other Lords there to help him out.
Durham's electing not to get their hands in the ruck at this point. They don't want to give the Grizzlies any unnecessary penalties.
Tennyson Brown driving through a tackle.